Hello everyone. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Trinity English Joseph. And as a part of CBSE curriculum class 10 videos, we have been watching different kinds of videos, and thank you for supporting me in all the ways possible. Thank you for all the supporters. And in today's class, we will be dealing with poetry, and the poetry name is the poem name is A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. And as an introduction, we just see that the poem written by Leslie Norris explains the agony or pain and helplessness of a caged tiger that lives in a zoo. This is what we are just focused upon in this particular poem. The poet explains what his life could be if he had been a free animal. And this is what he explains about the tiger. If the tiger might have been let out into the jungle or into the forest as before, what his life could be. The poet has tried to explain about the condition of animals that are caged by human beings for their own fun, for their own entertainment and enjoyment. And the tone of the poem is sympathetic towards the plight or the situation of caged animals. And this is what we would be dealing about in detail in the poem. And friends, if you just look at the theme of the poem conveys the message that the real home of wild animals is their own natural habitat, or the animals or human beings, whomsoever it is, if they are given freedom, they would have more happiness and more of their own fun rather than being caged and provided everything. And if you come to the rhyming scheme of it, we have the rhyming scheme of A, B, and C, B. So this is what the rhyming scheme, and the detailed poem let us deal in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. Hello friends, have you ever thought how selfish we are as human beings? And if you just want to know what is the cruelty that we generally show in our day-to-day life, we can just look at this particular picture. Maybe the birds and the caged animals and different other animals, whatever we see at the zoo. Just look at their eyes, how they are, how kind they are, how humble they are. Just look at their eyes and then how pitiable they are. Do we have the right to restrict other creatures' freedom like this as we see in the picture? And friends, just think. Throughout the world, countless thousands of animals and birds are kept in appalling conditions in zoos, circuses, and private ownership. Even in modern zoos, lions, tigers, and other big cats repeatedly pace, frustrated because their hunting and terrible instincts are denied. At present, wild tigers are in crisis, and the main threat is human activity, while captive animals are exploited in zoos and circuses. In the wild, less than 5,000 tigers remain. The largest population is in India, but less than 1,500 survive there. Threats include habitat loss due to mining, dams, logging, farming, and human settlement, poaching for medicinal and other purposes. And these are the different things that we generally look at for the loss of the animals. And friends, now in today's video, we are just going to look at A Tiger in the Zoo by Leslie Norris. And if you just look at friends about the poet Leslie Norris, we just see here George Leslie Norris, born in a Merthyr Tydal, South Wales, was a prize-winning poet and short story writer. Up to 1974, he earned his living as a college lecturer, teacher, and headmaster. From 1974, he combined full-time writing with residencies at academics institutions in Britain and the United States. Today, he is considered one of the most important writers of the post-war period. We have in the English literature different periods, and he belongs to the post-war period. And if you just look at, these are the publications that we have. Some of them let us look at. Finding Gold, The Loud Window, and then we have Phonics Living, poet series like Ransoms, Mountains, Polecats, and all the other things. In addition to poems and short stories, Norris published translation, biographies, and reviews. His personal works deal with such themes as his Welsh home, his past, especially the pre war period, his experiences as a teacher, nature, and the life of the instinct. And he also won many prizes. And then Leslie died on April 6th, 2006, in Provo, USA. And friends, if you just look at the theme of the poem, the poet Leslie Norris wants to convey that it is cruel to keep wild animals in a small enclosures like zoo away from their natural habitat. The tigers feel angry, helpless, unhappy, and longs to go back to their own surroundings in the forest. So these are the two different things that we generally see in the poem. And friends, if you just look at, we see how a caged tiger is, and you find the tiger. And friends, if you just look at tone of the poem, the tone of the poet is full of regret because he believes that this is not the kind of life a tiger should be living. There is also a tone of anger that the tiger feels at being caged. And friends, if you just look at the style, the poem consists of 5 stanzas. Each is made up of 4 lines. The rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. The poem has two distinct settings. The first setting is of the zoo, where the tiger is put in a cage. The second setting is that of the natural wild habitat of the tiger. So these are the two places or two settings which are mentioned in the poem. And friends, if you just look at this particular thing, stanza 1, he stacks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Now here, if you just look at, if you have to exactly annotate this, he means the tiger walks in quiet rage. Here, quiet rage means which is unexpressed. In an unexpressed anger, in the few steps is a very small steps, and in the cage of the Jew, he has vivid stripes, bright and attractive lines on the skin are called as stripes, and then he should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass. And then when he was in the forest, actually he should be doing this. Now he is not doing. Actually, if he is in the forest, he should be doing that. What is that he is supposed to do? He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass. He means the tiger lurks. Lurk is to wait in shadow of the tree, and slide is to walk secretly in the long grasses of the jungle. So when he was in the forest, or if he is in the forest, he should be doing just hiding in the long grass and then waiting for its prey to hunt it. So this is what he was supposed to do in the forest. And friends, near the water hole, so he waits at different places near the water hole where the plump deer pass. So near the water hole, pond or lake or river, he searches the plump means fat, okay, deer. So deer is a food or prey that it waits for. And he should be snailing around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. And if he was there in the forest, if he would be living in the forest, he should be snailing around houses. So here, snail is to roar. He snails or roars and walks around the houses or in the village at jungle's edge or in the end. He shows his white fangs. White fangs here mentions to the sharp teeth and claws, and to terrorize. Terrorize is to scare the village or the people of the village. And friends, if you just look at, but he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, staking the strength or length of his cage
ignoring visitors. And friends, now if he were there in the forest, he would be frightening, or he would be hunting the animals and then eat. Now what is happening? Where is he? He means the tiger is closed inside the concrete cell. Concrete cell is here, the cage of a stone. He can show his strength here. So he walks in the length. So the length is here, limited space. Only he has a very little cage, and he is just simply locked there behind it. He ignores the visitors, humans who have kept him in the cage, so he ignores them. He is very angry on them. And then he hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. And now, all throughout the day, we see the people going around, and then at night, what happens is they simply go away from there, and the tiger only looks at the stars, the brilliant stars. He listens the last voice, the people going back to their houses at night. He also listens the sound of patrolling cars. Here, patrolling cars is the cars of police. By his brilliant eyes, hopeful eyes for freedom. Here, the word brilliant eyes means here it talks that the brilliant eyes means the waiting eyes of the tiger. He looks at the brilliant stars means the bright future of freedom. So here he just wanted, so he just looks at the sky means maybe he is waiting for the help from someone. And then, so if you just look at the analysis once again. So the tiger, a mighty creature, moves to and fro with his limited steps inside the cage. He moves quietly on his soft velvety pads, that is paws, expressing his anger quietly because all his freedom is locked inside the cage. He finds himself quite helpless in this particular place. And friends, if you just look at, the poet is moved to pity for the anger for the tiger. He says that zoo is not the place where he should be. Rather, he should have been in the jungle, moving quietly in the shadows near some water source and waiting for a healthy deer to pass that way. So this is what he should be doing in the forest. And friends, if you just look at, the poet further says the tiger should be moving around the houses at the corner of the jungle, terrorizing the villagers with his growl as well as by showing his bare teeth and claws. That is what the tiger should be doing it. And but sadly, in spite of all his strength, he is locked inside the cage to entertain the visitors. Very slowly and silently, he moves up and down along the restricted area of the cage. He is no more interested in visitors as he feels quite powerless and weak. So, as he knew that he was simply locked behind and his strength has no use, so he simply has no interest on the things. And then, so this is what we can just see. The tiger is being used at different places, especially in the zoo and in the circus. And if you just look at friends, at night the tiger hears the sounds of patrolling cars, which is not liked by the tiger. He wishes that his freedom is restored to him and feels sad at his condition. So, in order to divert his thoughts, he stares at the stars in night as he is helpless. So, this is what we have to just simply understand about this particular aspect of it. And friends, so here, save the tigers, grant freedom or give freedom to the animals as they are being caged. And friends, thank you all for watching my video. Please do subscribe, like, share and my video and share to as many as students possible for the greater benefit of the students. Thank you all.